about today's lesson because we're getting closer and closer to solving equations. And solving equations is really important to me because it's just the foundation of everything you're going to do from here on out in math. But also, it's really important to me because I think it's really fun. I think solving equations is its own kind of puzzle. And I'm a really big fan of puzzles. So I just get really excited when it's time to teach these lessons. Yesterday, we learned about the parts of an expression. We learned about the terms, which are what's separated by plus signs and minus signs. We've talked about the variable terms and the constant terms. Well, today, we're going to go a step farther, and we're going to talk about combining like terms. So if you're writing in your own sheet of paper, you should have already written down the SWABOT for today. Students will be able to simplify expressions by combining like terms. Okay, now, the first thing that we've got to talk about are the steps in order to getting combining like terms. The first thing that we should always do, always, and you should just remind yourself right now, we are going to LCO. We LCO because that helps us identify the like terms and includes their signs. So for example, we have 9 times x minus 2 plus 16 times x plus 8 minus x plus 10. That should look familiar because it's the same one that we talked about yesterday. So here, what I'm going to do, okay, I'm first going to LCO. So I'm just going to write above this, and we have 9 times x, but instead of minus 2, we have plus negative 2. Plus 16 times x plus 8, but instead of minus x, we have plus negative x plus 10. Okay. So now that I have LCO'd, I can count the terms. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terms. And the whole idea of simplifying to combine like terms is that we want to get to as few terms as possible. Okay, 6 is too many. It's hard to figure out what we should do next, how we would solve it if there was an equal sign. So instead, we're going to simplify first. Okay, now I like to have a little code when I simplify. I like to use circles for variable terms. And I like to box the constant terms. So let's take a look at this example. I am going to circle the variable terms first, and that's the only thing I'm going to do. I'm circle 9 times x, 16 times x, and negative x. I have to remember that there's a negative 1 in front of that x. It's not just negative x. Okay? So combining like terms means I add them. I add 9 plus 16 plus negative 1. This is where it's perfectly fine to use your calculator. So we need to type in 9 plus 16 plus negative 1. You'll notice you can't really type in an x value or an x variable because the calculator or Desmos has no idea what that's equal to. So instead, we just add the coefficients, 9, 16, and negative 1. So when I add those, I get 24 times x. Now I'm just going to cross those out so I know that I'm done with them. I take a look, do I have any other variable terms to circle? The answer there is no. So now I'm going to box my constant terms. So I have negative 2, positive 8, and positive 10. So again, I'm just going to put that in my calculator. Negative 2 plus 8 plus 10. And here I get plus 16. And that's how we combine like terms. We've gone from from 6 terms to 2 terms. And this guy, 24 times x plus 16, becomes way more easy to manage. All right, let's take a look at number 11. We have 4 times p plus 8 times p plus 10. Well, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to circle my variable terms. So those are my terms with variables. And here I have 4 times p and 8 times p. I'm going to combine the coefficients. 4 plus 8 is 12. So I have 12 times p. Then I box my constants. After I cross these out, I box my constant. It's plus 10. There's nothing to combine that with, so it stays positive 10. Okay. Let's take a look at number 12. Here, we have 12 plus 2 times x minus 14 times x plus 8. Now in this case, I need to remember to LCO because I see a minus sign. So I'm going to rewrite it as 12 plus 2 times x plus negative 14 times x plus 8. So now that I've LCO'd, I'm going to circle my variable terms. So I'm going to circle positive 2 times x and negative 14 times x. When I put that in the calculator, 2 plus negative 14, I get negative 12 times x. I cross those out because I'm done with my x variables. There aren't any other variables to circle, so I'm going to square or box my constant. So I have 12 and positive 8. So when I combine those or add those, I get plus 20. Okay. Let's take a look at number 13. We have a minus 7 minus 4 times a plus 2. What do you think should be the first step that we do? If you said we should LCO, you're exactly right. So I'm going to go and write a plus negative 7 plus negative 4 times a plus 2. Now I circle my variable terms. I have a positive a and a negative 4a. I remember that there's an invisible 1 in front of the variable if it's just by itself. So I have 1 plus negative 4, which is negative 3 times a. I cross those out because I'm done with the a's. I take a look, do I have any other variables? Nope. So now I'm going to box my constants. I have negative 7 and positive 2. When I combine those in the calculator, negative 7 plus 2, I get plus negative 5. We could also write this as 3 times a, negative 3 times a, excuse me, minus 5. Both of those are perfectly acceptable answers. 1 has LCO'd and 1 has not. Okay, take a look at number 14 and think to yourself, what is different about 14 than what we've seen in 11, 12, and 13? If you've said that there are 2 variables, you're exactly right. There are 2 variables, which means there's a separate step, or an extra step, I guess, to simplifying this. So I'm still going to LCO first. So I have r plus negative 2 times s plus 2 times r plus negative 8 times s. And now I'm going to circle my variable terms. I have r, I have negative 2 times s, I have positive 2 times r, and I have negative 8 times s. Now the point of this lesson is that we're combining like terms. All of these terms are not like because they don't have the same variable. So I need to combine the terms that have the same variables. So I'm not going to combine a variable r and a variable s. I have to combine r's together and s's together. So I'm going to start with r. I have r and positive 2r. Remember there's an invisible 1 here. So this is 3 times r. I cross those out. And then I'm left with the s's. And I have negative 2 times x plus negative 8 times s. And when I add those together, I get negative 10 times s. I could also write this as 3 times r minus 10 times s. I want you to give 15, 16, 17, and 18 a try. So 4 questions. The video is going to pause to give you a second to work on those. And then I'll be back on to go over the answers. Okay, so here are 15, 16, 17, and 18. You'll notice that I LCO'd each of them. I circled my variable terms, boxed my constant terms, and combined the like terms. So I combined the variables and I combined the constants. Check your answers, check my work, see if you can find your mistake. Okay, so now you're going to exit this video and you're going to complete the combining like terms exit ticket. If you have questions, if you'd like to go over it more, or if you'd like to see answers to 19 through 26 so that you get some more practice before you start the exit ticket, let me know. Also, our live Zooms are today, so if you're able to join our class Zoom and go over additional examples, that's a great option too. All right, I will talk to you all soon.